Hello and greetings everyone, I am Darius Teoh and I hereby to deconstruct Tekken 6 Bloodline Rebellion game series in social and culture study aspect. Also, I might as well to talk about what are the essential idea that I would like to implement with my game design philosophy, and furthermore to see how the game can be improved. So as this video purposes is to accomplish my final assignment of social and culture study in KDU. So Tekken 6 is a fighting game developed and published by Namco Bandai. It is the 7th main installment in the Tekken franchise, and also surprisingly the first fighting game that can be running on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 in console, and not to mention the arcade game cabinet. So the plot will start off right after the 5th King of Iron Fist tournament ended with Heihachi Mishima is missing and Jin Kazama eventually has become the winner of the King of Iron Fist tournament. So Jin, becoming the head of Mishima Zaibatsu, started to use the special Tekken Force unit for propaganda and manipulative acts all over the world. People become upset at the Mishima Zaibatsu saw an opportunity to conquer the world, as riots and finally war started amongst nations. But all around the globe, people still believe someone is able to stand its way. The G Corporation as well as started an open war against the Mishima Zaibatsu. The G Corporation offered a reward on Jin Kazama's head. Not long after, and as anyone could have expected, the announce for the 6th King of Iron Fist tournament was underway. Many different ideas and go gather while the tournament is unveiled. Those that want to make a name for themselves, those that seek money, and those who wanted for revenge. Proceeding to the scenario campaign, there are 3 modes that allowing player to choose. Like, either player can choose to play a lone standout through the entire campaign. Secondly was the arena battle, and the third can choose up to 1 friend to play with to play throughout the scenario campaign. And player also allowed to play on online, like the ranked match and the player match. And of course, on the other hand, there are the offline matches as well. Like, player can choose the arcade battle, ghost battle, time attack, survival, and practice. Next up, I would like to talk about the game core and my opinion about the game itself. By further looking on this game from social and culture perspective, the game was contained up to 41 characters, and they all diversified into different nations. Mostly the nation that Caucasianly involved, like the Japanese and American races. And also there are other races like the Spanish, Brazilian, Korean, Egyptian, and others. Well, from here you could tell that there are many fighters out there showing their capability and strength to prove who are the best fighter in the tournament. From that, these characters are depending on player to choose which of their fighting style are preferred to them. Right, so moving on, I would like to talk about the game core and my opinion about the game. So first up, so what are the new features that was implemented inside of Tekken 6 was the new system, which is called the bounce system. What is bounce system? So basically, bounce system is a combo mechanic system, which a assisting system of juggle finisher that been present in Tekken 5 series. And some of the juggle finisher will literally slam the opponent into the ground, which means they could not do the tag roll. So what was so special about the bounce system? So basically, the bounce system was built on to making the lower body of the opponent to becoming recoil state when they are slammed into the ground partially and lifting it into the air. So this will giving the player the chance to continue juggle. Speaking about bounce system, there was another system which was quite similarity to the bounce system, was called the low parry system, which this is also considered one of the new features that implement in Tekken 6. Well, basically the low parry was a universe strategy and attack parry where you can anticipate your opponent attack and push aside the incoming attack. So every of the character inside Tekken 6 has the ability to perform parry low attacks with generic by putting the input of down forward command. In my opinion about the low parry system, I think it was one of the pretty good way to punish your opponent and leave them into the bounce state and allow you to do some free damage on your opponent. So let's moving on to customization. It is a mode where the player can customize each of the character's costumes separately, also with additional items. And players can buy the customization either for their character with fighting money. So where was the fighting money come from? So in order to obtain the fighting money, players have to doing many of the battle as they can in whatever different mode it was. Like players can earn the fighting money from arcade battle, ghost battle, survival, or the time attack. And now, I would like to proceed to the last phase of one of my game design philosophy that might be able to improve for the games. So, my first game design philosophy is good narrative can always lead people in emotional or attraction status. An old saying that every story demands a great ending. So, I'll apply this to the Tekken series as well, as I find out most of the Tekken series was just implement the same storyline over and over again. Like most likely all the storyline was mentioning about the characters like the Mishima families, like the Kazuya, Heihachi and Jin. All they are fighting among each other is just because to seek for revenge, or just to obtain the Mishima Corporation, or just want to conquer the world and to find out who are the best in their places. Well, to me, this is just a very decent and plain storyline that they ever could figure off. Well, not to mention the gameplay was pretty good, but just I think that it was quite a little bit pity that they didn't really came out a very good storyline putting in their game itself. So what I really think that this is one of their first main thing they need to change or to improve on their storyline, like sort of like make it more interesting or attractive, or even like diversified a little bit. So just not just the same old storyline they just trying to follow the trend, but instead why not is like the main character itself trying to approach with another character just to came out with a new mock-up of the story, or just like came out the element of the surprise will be even much better for the Tekken storyline itself. On the other hand, the second game design philosophy that I would like to implement is to reduce the possibility of the combo mastery from the gamers. So usually this is one of the main common issue that been lately facing from the fighting games, especially pointing to the hardcore gamer or the newbies of the combo mastery. This is quite disappointing or quite unfairness to the casual gamer that they doesn't know how to play or engage the game properly. So they should not be trapped aside of the corner or being beat up in the air and without landing on the foot. And for that, there is one of the possibility solutions that might be able to use, such as like a juggle escape move or add on a guard breaker attack to allow them to stop their opponent from blocking their attacks all day. Well, this is pretty much that need to be appealed to the casual gamer and turn out to be fairness. So both of them will be playing in equality of fairness in the playways. So basically that's all I have in this video, and thanks for listening through my review and opinion about the game, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it. Thank you and cheers.